Lagna and Aruda Lagna also, that you have to consider. Okay, right now don't get diverted. We are all very young in astrology. This is ultra beginners batch. So this is not even beginners batch. This is ultra beginners batch. And I believe when you learn something, don't go too deep or you'll get confused or scared. Pehla upar seekho, first learn from outside. So this multitasking ability happens. Most housewives have ability to multitask. They are trained. They're trained for it. Nowadays, corporate jobs, you're trained for it. So you might not have Ketu in the 5th or Lagna or associated with the Lagna Lord or the 5th Lord to give you that result. Okay? But the dispositor of Ketu, are you getting it? Or the Nakshatra Lord of Ketu. Now, these are all higher dimensions of astrology. So I don't want you all to get there right now. You're getting it? But what is the bad part about it? You'll say good part is multitasking, and in today's life you require it. The bad part about it is if your Chandra and Mangal are afflicted, you will get blood pressure problems out of this.
True, sir.
So you have to combine techniques. You can't take one. You know what happens? The biggest mistake is people eat food every day. Women, they make food every day. Now, when we are eating food or when we are cooking, okay, we are taking 10 masalas, 10 spices, 10 ingredients and making. And coming to a conclusion, at the end we taste or in between we taste, we come to a conclusion, yes, it is going the right way. But when it comes to astrology, we read a shloka from a book or somebody posts something on social media, Facebook or whatever, we will take that solitary and apply it. वो अकेला लेके हम लोग apply करते हैं. पता नहीं है क्या. I do not understand why people do this. We eat food 3 times a day at least. Or we prepare food 3 times a day. But we will take one condition and that condition to apply. Have you all noticed this mistake? At least some of you are 10, 15 years in astrology. Or at least even 5 years. Some of you were 6, 7 years. Have you all noticed this mistake most people commit? We also commit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, be interactive. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sandeep. Thank you, Preeti. So this is a problem. It's a psychological problem. It's a problem born out of having the desire to do predictions. Speaking of predictions, maybe today we might land up overshooting because I've come after so many weeks, man, by God's grace. Okay, it's Hanidala. By God's grace, it is what you call. My health is a bit better now. So anyway, we have to learn to combine techniques. And when you are about to make a prediction, you have to test whatever conclusion you came out of the first set of rules. You have to test it from another angle, another technique, then another technique, then another technique. Why? You are playing with somebody's life. Today I was speaking to a Varanasi astrologer. He comes in our master series and many of our webinars and all that. He was telling me how he predicted in 2 cases the date of death, and in his grandfather's case, the hour of death. And after that, he felt sad, depressed that he should not be doing it. I said, who said you cannot predict death? These are rules written by us. In the last 60, 70 years, people have made up these rules. If you read classics, longevity is mentioned. Yes. If your prediction instills fear in the client, don't predict. See his moon. See his moon. Is it weak? Is it weak? If it is weak, don't tell him anything. Just say goody goody things and this thing. But you don't go to a doctor who tells you take blood test. Like a relative of mine, she will go do blood test. Next day, the blood report is going to come. For 24 hours, 3 times, 5 times, she will go and pray. God, please, no problem should be detected in the blood report. I always keep on telling her, then why did you go for the blood test? You need to know where the problem is. You take your horoscope to an astrologer, he needs to tell you where your problem is so that you can make an effort, maybe not successful, but make an effort to correct. And it's very difficult to change and correct ourselves. The only people who like change are babies. They love their diapers to be changed. The more you keep on getting older, you don't like change. We all are very adamant. So, if somebody comes to you and says, please tell me my longevity, you need to tell him. Why? He needs to plan his insurance. He needs to plan that all his pending tasks in life with each and every relative and friend, etc., he has completed. That's how planning is done. That's the use of astrology. Term insurance, this, that, etc. He needs to plan. Are you all understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's a big subject. I can spend hours explaining it to you, but I've said it in a gist. Second, if you are in astrology, as I said, Nadi Shodhana, 1. Second, write it down. The day of your second lord or 5th lord, if your second lord, if your Taurus Lagna, second lord is Buddha. So it is Wednesday. If your second lord is Venus, so on a Friday, practice absolute silence, absolute no communication, not even WhatsApp, mobile, anything. Not even writing on a piece of, unless it is an emergency. If your husband or wife or child tells you a question and it is an emergency, then you write it down. Basically, ekant mein baithna hai. You have to sit alone. If you can do it whole day, great. If you can't do it, use the Hora. If you don't know how to calculate Hora, Google it. Okay, or your software will show it to you. Forget about it. There are no rules when it comes to spirituality. When it comes to religion, we have made rules. When it comes to spirituality, God doesn't say, don't remember me because you are not taken bath. You are unholy. God says that? No. God says 24 hours. Love me. Love Krishna 24 hours. Love Sri Ram 24 hours. Whereas God written, you can't say, I love you, God, at 3 o'clock in the night. Has God written anywhere? Yes or no? Come on. Let me have my Kada.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Rules we have made.
Right.
Yeah, but if your girlfriend says, I love you at 3 o'clock in the night, you're very happy. But you think, no, I'm not taken bath, so I can't say I love you to God. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
There are no rules. You know, a very famous book, I'm diverting right now, a very famous book says, What do you carry? I think it's Edgar Cayce, if I remember well, the great sleeping prophet who wrote a lot on past life and all that. And he was one of the greatest predictors ever. What do you carry from one lifetime to the other? Love. That's it. Apart from the karma. That's the only thing you carry. And within love, you have, I'm not saying boyfriend, girlfriend love, love for everything. You have compassion, kindness, forgiveness. All this comes under love, etc., etc. If you are doing astrology, your ultra beginners batch, practice your family mantra or your family deity. You need to do it. If possible, do Gayatri mantra. Now here there are rules we have created. Okay. For each varna, there is a different Gayatri mantra. I have met people who say not needed. I was once trying to learn Gayatri mantra from Vikram, I'll come to you, from a gentleman from a different country, Sri Lanka, who comes from a tradition of Siddhas. He has a tradition of Agastya lineage, whatever. So, I mean, anyway, let me not go there. Yes, Vikram, quickly. Yes, please come on.
One question. I am a Christian, but my wife is a Hindu, and I am also following Hinduism. I mean, I'm not following. I'm a Christian also. My question is, I don't know what my family deity is. So, who should I worship now?
Then don't worry. Usually, what you are born with is your family deity.
Okay.
That's the usual thing. Okay. Because it's the same case in my understanding.
Yeah.
I'm born as a Christian, although my mother is a Hindu. Okay. So, and my wife is a Catholic, okay, Malayali Christian, and I'm also a Malayali Christian. Okay. So, I follow Hinduism. Okay. But my family deity becomes Mother Mary because that's what my father used to pray, his father used to. Okay.
Okay.
My point is, if that is also one rule given in astrology, but there is no golden rule. I'll tell you, in astrology, from your Naumans, you can find out from your Atma Karaka, the 12th from your Atma Karaka, or if there is a planet, fine. If there is no planet, then the sign lord of it in Naumans. Atma Karaka is the highest degree out of all the 9 planets. Whichever planet attains the highest degree, I'm broadly saying right now, is the Atma Karaka. Okay. So 12th from it, you calculate the Ishta Devta. I never calculated my Ishta Devta. Way back in 2000 and all that, 1 or 2, okay, I was completely in love with Hanumanji. Completely. Later, I found out my Ishta Devta is Hanuman.
Yeah.
Or another method of calculation, it is Ganapati.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with another method, it is Ganapati. I'm in love with both of them. The whole point is, people commit the most stupid mistake, which I found out later. People commit the most stupid mistake consulting astrologers. Okay. Who's my Ishtadevta? First, find out, are you in love with a deity?
Yeah.
That deity will guide you to your Ishtadevta. It is like I'm in love with a girl and I go to an astrologer, or vice versa. I'm a girl, I'm in love with a man, and I go to an astrologer. Should I marry him or not? मेरे को आगे अगर कोई पूछेगा ना ऐसा, मैं उसको immediately दरवाजे से भगा देगा. If somebody comes and asks me, should I marry this guy? Should I marry this girl or not? I'm in love with that person, but should I marry? I say, get lost here. Go to a doctor, psychologist. Take electric shocks. I'm sorry, your fundamentals need to be straight in life. You love someone, you love someone. That's it, period. Yeah, whether that love survives or not is the question. Okay, that is karma. That is karma. And trust me, the maximum free will comes in the arena of love. The maximum past life karma comes in the arena of love. Both.
Right, sir.
But your fundamentals need to be right, yeah. You can't look at the mirror and always say, mirror, mirror, tell me who's the fairest of all. One day the mirror will lie, yeah. Or one fine day, if it is lying to you completely all your life, then finally it will show you your face without the makeup. And when it does, you will be really hurt. Let's come back to astrology. So your fundamentals need to be there. You are dealing with energies of current life, previous life. You are dealing with curses. You are dealing with people's energies. Be very particular as much as possible. Use this science to help good human beings. Very, very particular. You cannot use, ideally speaking, a divine science. We are not in the business of medical, where you have to really help. You have to be completely compassionate. Of course, today's medical compassion comes with a huge bill. That's another thing, but, or it's become very commercial, professional, or looting business. That's another thing, Even a good doctor is forced to create big bills because of the hospital administration, But as far as possible, avoid looking at charts of people who are bad human beings, people who are into corrupt practices, people who are not taking care of their parents, etc. and all that, because those parents will curse you indirectly. Anybody who tries to help this son who's put me on the streets will be screwed in life. Energy, it's always energy. E is equal to mc squared. Energy does not disappear. Next, don't get into remedies. Last time also I said it in my last lecture. Don't get into remedies. It is a charm. Everybody consulting you. What should I do? 5 remedies you give, all successful, you will feel you are now God. Don't. 6th one, you'll fail badly. Don't get into remedies for your clients and for yourself. Accept life as much as possible. And trust me, it's very difficult. Even I got into that space of remedies for a few years, although earlier I was not. Next, if you really love me and respect me, leave astrology. All right. I'm saying, I'll just sum it up in one line. This is a vidya of sannyasis. It's not for a householder. You rather spend that time reciting God's name, you'll get moksha or whatever. Okay. Now let's come back to the topic at hand. What we're going to learn today, absolute basics, first house. I'll reiterate. We'll learn what the classics say. We'll learn what normally astrologers take. Okay, I have PowerPoint 24 slides, but I want you all to write it down. Get it here. That's more important. Okay. And we're going to have breaks in between also. Then we're going to learn what some rare classics is. That normally astrologers, even after 30, 40 years, they ignore. Then we're going to learn as a repeat what some parampara Jyotishis take. Not the paramparas found on internet and all that. On internet, I see my own students, I see while they are with me for 5, 6 years, they never speak about their grandfather practicing astrology or their father, or they coming from Bhrigu lineage, etc. and all that. As soon as I kick them out, all of them have Bhrigu lineage, all of them have 5 generations of astrologers in their family, father, grandfather, chacha, mama, uncle, auntie, everybody astrologer. I get stunned. I get stunned when I see it on the website or in the videos. It's okay. No harm in marketing, no harm in applying makeup to create your image for. Come on, let me understand. What is first house for you all?
Self.
Self.
Line is breaking.
Self.
Self.
Sorry.
Self.
Can you repeat, please? Or you can type it down here because the line was breaking.
Sir, it's self house. It's about you, basically, oneself.
Self.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. What else?
The health,
Health. Excellent. What else?
limbs,
You're right.
Body, complete body.
Personality.
Complete body. Physical body. What else? Correct.
Attitude.
Sorry?
Attitude.
Attitude. Okay. Okay. Vinayak, are you there?
yes sir,
Can you hear me or is it just me having a problem?
Sir, we can.
we can hear you
I can hear you.
loud and clear.
In the title section, understanding Karaka, if you can just change it to understanding, just change it to first house basics.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody else? What is first house? Vinayak, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Anybody else? What is first house?
Happiness,
Each house
mind,
has 100 significations minimum. Yes, Preeti ji.
sir, happiness, mind, strength. All this
Happiness.
comes from first house.
Excellent. Happiness or unhappiness.
Sir.
So write this rule down. If in the first house there is malefic, natural malefic, Shani, Mangal, Rahu, Ketu are natural malefics. They can become functional malefic if it owns a good house. Which is a good house? Trikon, 159 are good houses, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll not get into that because that is a slightly next stage. Okay. So even if it is a functional benefic, yet it will not lose its natural malefic karakatva. What is the meaning? I'll explain it in a very simple manner. Have you seen a police officer or an army fellow? They will have lot of aggression, merciless. They will kill the enemy or the thief or the gangster. Correct? They'll beat him up, etc. at the border when there is war. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Internally, they also have a life. They'll be kind and compassionate and a good human being. But they are functioning as a role outside. Are you understanding the difference now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
A person, every human being present on earth is good, bad, ugly. All three combined. So are the planets. Nobody is a very good human being completely 100%. Nobody is a very bad human being completely 100%. Same goes for planets. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why am I saying this? People commit this mistake like anything. Exalted Jupiter, excellent results. You will be taught in basics, in all social groups, in all books. Everybody will say exalted Jupiter, excellent. And there is where you've been made a fool for the next 80 years of your astrological journey. Yes, Tanu Kapoor, right, ego. One, forget that. Wherever this exalted Jupiter will sit, you will have one downfall so bad, you will hide it. So you can have an exalted Jupiter in 10th house. People will see, oh, what a great career, he's such a great position. But that one scam that person is hiding, you won't come to know. Or you would want to be elected to Rajya Sabha. You'll try all the influence. Why? Because you're in a very big position in a government job, kind of an IAS officer who's achieved so much for the country. Now you have political ambitions and you want to be elected. But you're not being elected in spite of all your influence, or a great businessman. But with all your influence, you're not being elected. Not everybody becomes Bajaj, no, who got into Rajya Sabha. Okay? So, but people may not come to. Exalted Jupiter in the 7th house, लिख के रख दो शादी इनका almost बर्बाद है unless there is a saving grace. I'll repeat it in English. Marriages are pathetic. Once I predicted Jupiter exalted in 7th house, I said to that lady, I said, I don't see horoscopes, you take it up. No, she kept on insisting. I said, listen, yaar, you know me, yaar. I'm a pathetic human being. I say what I want to say because I don't take money. So I will say what I want to say. For me, it is more important testing a technique. In my previous life, I was working in a lab. So I was always testing. I was always testing. So I said to her, I made some calculations. There is a way to find out the time an event happens in your horoscope. Bhava, you have to divide by 24 hours, the 12 bhavas, etc. and all that. There is a method. I said 2:30 in the night, did your husband throw you out once? On the streets, did your husband throw you out and lock the door? She said, sir, it was not once. Okay, it was more than 10 times. I said, I was being kind to you. Exalted Jupiter in the 7th house. Same goes for debilitated Jupiter in the 7th house. What is the meaning of exaltation and debilitation? You will understand more deeply as you progress, as you keep on seeing charts. I hope you all are maintaining a diary where you are writing your daily events and what time it is happening.
Not yet, sir.
How many of you are doing it?
Yes, sir, we are doing it.
Sorry?
That was the first homework that Vinayak sir gave us.
Yes, because that's a rule in Saptarishi's astrology. Because as you progress, you will learn of many techniques. You have to go back and test it. And the first person you test in your lab of astrology is yourself. But do not commit that same mistake that everybody does. If I buy a lipstick or if I buy a new t-shirt, okay, if I wear it, if it doesn't suit me, oh, it's pathetic. No. If the technique does not work on you, it doesn't mean the technique is wrong or pathetic. It might work with some additional conditions because each chart is separate. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
T-shirts. This t-shirt is Salman Khan wearing. He will look more handsome. I'm not having the body of Salman Khan. So I can't say this t-shirt is pathetic. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So you have to understand each technique when you apply on different charts. Each chart has different combinations affecting it. Please understand, you are only applying one technique. These are the mistakes all astrologers do. You are applying one technique, but the other 8 planets, they are not gone on picnic, na? They are not on vacation. They will also do something, na? They will interact, na? Because it is part of the whole. What is the whole? The 12 houses. Your body, if I'm able to talk today, if I'm able to work today, it's not because of just my speech, no? It's all the organs, all the cells in my body. Same, I am telling you, this is the mistake everybody does. I gave you earlier the example of food. Many women astrologers, they're excellent cooks, but they don't apply their cooking skills, cooking methodology, cooking mindset to astrology. Are you getting it? When I make, I use 36-64 herbs combination. Same way you all also do. Are you getting it? But
Yes,
when
sir.
it comes to prediction, we only take one technique, or testing a technique, we take only one technique and come to the conclusion, working, not working. It is like me going and looking for a bride. I just look at her face and I decide she's a good, I'm going to marry or not marry. I'm not even found out whether she's a good human being. She's a kind and compassionate human being. Are you getting it? So we have to have our mind very clear. And that's the reason Nadi Shodhana and the Mohan Vrat, which I told you, the silence, very important. It will help all your cells of your body come at one spot. And you all will go through a process where you will feel it's about to burst. Silence is the worst poison. Silence is the worst poison, which becomes Amrit after the end. But remember, like Sagar Manthan, that churning has to happen. And poison has to come out. And only Shivji could do it, and that's the reason he's called Nilkanti. He could consume the poison. Am I making sense? I've given you all a very, very crucial key to your astrological journey.
Yes, sir.
If I tell you,
Yes, sir.
yes. Now, if I tell you, first house means foreign, what will you tell me? Sunil John has lost it. Am I right or wrong? Because no book says it. Does any classic say first house is foreign?
No, sir.
No.
When you all will progress in life, you all will see charts of people who are migrating abroad or who got a foreign job. Planet placed in the first house or Lagna Lord's Dasha, Antar Dasha or Pratyantar Dasha was running. Then you are in a fix. And you will remain in a fix until and unless you land up reading Satyacharim of Rishi Satyacharya. First house is foreign. No classic says it except this classic. And Parashar Rishi in his Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra refers to sage Satyacharya. Even Varamir in 14th century or 16th century, I'm forgetting Varamir's period, the great astrologer who wrote Brihat Jataka, Brihat Samhita, okay, and many other books, Yog Yatra, Vivaha Patala, okay, those books have not come out in English, okay, and his son Prithvi Yasas wrote on Prashna, also wrote Horasara, etc. and all that. Classics always read. Even Varamir says, when in doubt, go to Satyacharya's method.
Hmm.
He is not even saying go to Parashar Rishi's method. He's telling, when in doubt, go to Satyacharya. He says foreign.
Marcus. Sorry.
Is it because it's 12th from second and second happens to be the homeland?
Who's speaking? I can't see.
Sir, this is Lalita.
Why can't I see you? Now I can see. Tell me. Yeah, Lalita ji.
Is it because it's 12th from the second and second happens to be the homeland?
Usually they take fourth for homeland, second for family.
Family. Oh, I'm sorry. Family. Yes, family.
When you migrate somewhere, the people around you or people in your circle of friends becomes your family. So we can take that kind of logic, but I never thought about it deeply. So I can be wrong and you can be right. But what I'm just saying is, in the same shloka, Satyacharya Rishi says one more very beautiful thing. He says, starting anew, restarting your life or a project, first house. आप समझ रहे हो? Observe a period when you started your life anew. You know, we decide, oh, I'm fed up. I'm going to give up smoking. You give up smoking. You many a times land up doing in Lagna Lords, Dasha, Antar Dasha, Pratyantar Dasha, etc. Or Lagna planet, a planet in the first house. Suppose you have Mars in the first house. So Mars period. Or when these two planets, Lagna Lord or the planets in the first house, when they are transiting. Write this rule down. Whenever transit planets 1 and above transit your Lagna, natal Lagna, or on natal Lagna Lord, or on Chandra Lagna, or on dispositor of Chandra, or on Surya or Surya Lagna. I myself don't take Surya very much. I take it for spiritual matters because Surya is soul. Or on Aruda Lagna, on Aruda Lagna Lord. Right now, forget Aruda Lagna, forget Paka Lagna, etc. and all that. But it is a very, very beautiful technique. You land up restarting some particular portion of your life. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
ये सब लिखो फिर टेस्ट करो. Go on testing. We don't have time for testing. Okay? But these things happen. Especially right now, you need not wait for the bigger planets to come. Right now, observe. Transit moon, when it goes on all these points that I have mentioned, something new you could get the possibility of starting. It could be something small as creating a new dish. It could be something small as, okay, son, I'm going to take you to the swimming pool from tomorrow or from today. Every day I'm going to take you. It could be something that small. But observe. Today, I'm getting tired a bit, I need a break. Today, my Chandra is on my Lagna Lord. Sorry, transit Chandra is on my Lagna Lord. So after a long time, I'm teaching. Are you all understanding? I'll show you. You all might not understand. From there, I'll show you quickly my chart. See, this is my chart. Now, where is transit moon? Do you all know how to see that? I know many of you don't know how to see Jagannath Hora. But the outer circle where you see Rahu, Moon, Mars. So Moon is transiting on Aries. I think it is in Bharani. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is on my, what is my Lagna? My Lagna is Mithuna. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Lagna Lord will be Mercury. Lagna Lord will be Mercury, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir.
sir.
यार,
Yes, sir.
मैं थका हुआ हूँ कि आप लोग थके हुए हैं. I've been cooking for 4 hours today. And cooking, for me, cooking means making 2 different types of the same dish. Because my wife and my son both like absolutely opposite varieties for the same dish. Mercury here. In the natal chart, Mercury is in the 11th house. Correct?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
This moon is looking at Mercury.
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you think so? I planned this? I did not. I planned today's session? No, I did not. When you grow in astrology, you will become more and more detached in life. Then your relatives, your husband, wife, child, mother, father, etc. don't exist. Those are the very, very final stages of your life. That too after 20,000 years of lifetimes of an astrologer. If you are lucky. Those are final stages. And I met those kinds of people. I've been very lucky. And in fact, yesterday I was telling my wife, I said, today I was telling her, I wish God can take me away instantly with a heart attack. I'm grateful I've achieved so much in life. I don't deserve this kind of achievement because I don't have that kind of knowledge. जो पाना था पा लिया यार. So I want you to observe transit moon for the last 1 month when it has gone on your Lagna or Lagna Lord. Observe it right now. And I know some of you have Panchang, some of you are 6 years old, 10 years old in astrology. So you all can see. Those who do not know, don't worry. Okay? You will at least, you will realize some date when you started something new. It could be a new habit. By the way, what people do not know, first house is also habit. And I'll quote you the shloka after I come back from my break. Is that okay?
Yes,
You all will not
Yes,
get
sir.
a
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
all will not get a break. Okay, I'm an old man. I need my washroom break. All right. Thank you so much. I'll be back.
Yes,
I put the recording on pause.
Okay, sir.